Austin Lehman, and welcome to the next edition of Austin Weekend. Here is Mr. Dad, and I hope you're
How you
having
doing?
a great Christmas season.
Yes, we're having a special holiday episode of Austin Weekend Experience.
This time we're going to give you something special.
My favorite. My
Yeah.
favorite cartoon of all time. Really one of my favorite shows of all time. If you can't tell by what we have here on the thing, it is a Charlie
Brown
Brown
Christmas.
Christmas.
First released on December 9th in 1965
1965.
on CBS.
It's based on a comic strip by
Charles Schultz.
Charles M. Schultz. Yes.
Well, if you want to be specific, you
Yes.
can put the M in there.
Yeah, Charles M. Schultz, which is honestly, that's Snoopy and the Charlie Brown cartoons are my favorite cartoons of all time. It's my comic strips. My favorite comic strips of all time are the Snoopy Charlie Brown special. So this one was sort of
It's
near.
personal.
It's near and dear to my heart. Yeah, I've watched it ever since I was a little kid. In fact, it was released in December 9th, 1965, and it is played
Every year since.
then. So it has been on for 52
Years and counting.
years in a row. Might be 53 counting this year, I guess, if you count 1965 too. So anyways, either way, that's a long running show.
And does it deserve it? We'll tell you.
Yes, we will. Yes. Of course, it was. I guess it was based on the Charles Schultz comic strip. It was directed by Bill Melendez.
Which, fun fact, provided the voice for Snoopy.
Yes. Little known facts. We'll give you a few little known facts, by the way. Yeah, the director was the voice of my favorite
Snoopy.
Snoopy. He was the favorite. Its first budget was, even back in 1965. This seems like a lot of money, but of course now it'd be nothing. It was $96,000. So someone invested $96,000 and gave us a lifelong cartoon.
Do you know what's horrifying to me?
What's that?
Now that I think about it, that's a lower budget than Food Fight got.
Yes. Ew. We don't even talk about those two in the same voice.
But that's kind of weird to think about. But it's probably safe that I don't.
The original sponsor for the Charlie Brown Christmas show to help get it on the air was
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. So, yay Coca-Cola! Thank you for helping bring Snoopy to us also.
Okay, now what's the plot summary?
Well, the plot we know is, of course, it centers around our favorite, lovable, unliked character, Charlie Brown.
Underappreciated.
Yeah, he feels underappreciated and let down. He feels like the Christmas environment has gotten to be commercialized, and people have lost sight of what Christmas is. So he's feeling down, Lucy invites him to be the director of the
school play.
of the school Christmas play.
Which ends up being about the tale of Jesus and the manger.
Jesus and the manger, yeah. So he's trying to direct the kids, and the kids are just going crazy. They don't take any direction. Of course, they're based on small young kids. You couldn't. It's like herding rats. You can't direct young kids anyway. So that would be hard to do. But Charlie Brown, being a young kid, trying to direct young kids, things really don't go his way. And there's a lot of comedic moments in it. The classic dance scene.
Yeah, where everyone tries to parody.
Where
nowadays.
everybody parodies that the dance scene, and of course Snoopy's always in it. He's always making funny little snarks, he's always licking Lucy. Got dog germs.
Get some dog germs. Get some disinfectant.
But anyways, it sort of goes bad. So Lucy.
So Charlie Brown is set off to find the perfect Christmas tree.
They send him off to find the perfect Christmas tree. And they want, back then, an aluminum tree. The perfect commercialized picture of what a tree should be, And actually, this was, and I actually found this out interesting too. It was Charles Schultz's idea to put a tree in it that matches Charlie Brown's situation.
Do you know one point I should give to any producer?
What's that?
If the creator of the comic strip wants something specific in the special or show or movie adaptation of any kind, let him put it in there. Don't restrict his creativity.
Yeah.
It can only go wrong.
So it was Charles Schulz's idea to match the tree to Charlie Brown's personality. So
And what they ended up getting is this one.
is this little tree right here. This is a replica of the little tree that Charlie Brown went out and bought. And of course, the commercialized kids hate the little tree, and they call him stupid for getting this little ugly tree. So he's trying to figure out what Christmas is all about. And this is really, being a man of faith myself, this is really what makes the story for me. And again, this is, I'm going to read here just a little bit from you. It was Schulz's idea to put in the, where Linus reads the story from Luke chapter 2 verses 8 through 14. He reads about the shepherds coming in and the story of Christmas to let Charlie Brown know that's what Christmas is really all about.
And then after that, Charlie Brown tries to go out and fix the little tree.
Mm-hmm.
But he thinks he killed the tree, and then everybody comes out and fixes it.
Yeah, and what I thought was really weird. Again, we'll give you some facts that you might not know about. But in 1965, it's estimated that only 9% of television shows had Christian information in them, had Christian content. In 1965, it was estimated only 9% had Christian content in the Christmas specials. So just reading right here it was Schulz who created the idea for the school play and mixing jazz in and into the Christmas carols,
which ended up working very well.
Some of the best stuff that's done is the music that's involved in it. And it was Schulz's idea. He was adamant about Linus reading the Bible verse. Mendelssohn and Melendez had concern about religion was a controversial topic even back in 1965 because only 9% of the shows actually had it in it. But Melendez said he recalls Schulz turning to him and remarked, "If we don't do it, who will?" So they put it. So they actually wrote it into the show to where it was not only done in the show, but it was at the climax of the plot of the entire show.
So they would have no chance of editing it out.
There was zero chance of it being ever edited out of the show. If you ever showed the show, you had to show the scene with Linus reading the Bible verses. So again, that's why I think it's an awesome show.
Well, what do you think about the characters here?
It's classic. I mean, like I said, there was only one show before it. It was in 1963. Let's see, what was it? I may have passed it up. Anyways, but there was one show before it in 1963, and it was A Boy Named Charlie Brown was the name of the show. So this really laid down the character.
The concrete.
This laid it down. Here it is. It was preceded by A Boy Named Charlie Brown in 1963. And then it was followed up by Charlie Brown All-Stars in 1966. But this show really laid the foundation for all of them that we have in the future, from a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving to
Charlie Brown Halloween,
the Great Pumpkin.
Oh, it's a Great Pumpkin.
The Great Pumpkin, to the Halloween specials, to all the specials that we had, to the comics and everything. The comic laid the foundation, but this was really what brought it to the people.
Brought it to national recognition.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it gave you the characters that everybody loves. That still today, I mean, a cartoon written in the early 1960s
could be just as remembered.
Is just enjoyed today as
any show you watched in your childhood.
Mm-hmm. And that is something too. When I was growing up, it was showed once a year. You didn't have a way to have it taped. There wasn't a way to watch it whenever you wanted to. So you timed your life in November, December to when that special come on. You blocked out time every year to sit down and watch that show. So,
but now you don't necessarily have to do that anymore.
Now you don't have to.
Because of DVDs.
No, DVDs and VHSs and
all that stuff.
Digital and everything else.
Now you could just watch it without a care.
Mm-hmm. But I still make it a part of my family's life that every year we sit down and we watch it too. So
And you should too.
and you should too. I definitely recommend it for anybody. But you want to go ahead and give it some rating. Now, just to tell people how we rate again, we rate 1 through 10.
No
1 being
stars.
No, we don't use stars. We don't use typical critic rating crap. We pull stuff from the shows and we rate 1 through 10. 1 being crap,
Completely and utterly horrible.
horrible. 10 being
The best thing ever.
the best thing ever.
And 0 being,
0 being we've only watched 1 0 and that was Food Fight.
and it deserved
And
it.
it deserved it. But again, we don't use stars to rate 1 through 10. We pull something from the show. Like with Kung Fu Panda, we used
Dumpling time! Dumpling time! Dumpling time!
we use dumplings to rate Kung Fu Panda because it's honestly it's the best, probably the best cartoon movie trilogy that's ever been made in my opinion. Really, it has been. But we use dumplings to rate it. So what do you want to rate Charlie Brown with?
Christmas trees.
Christmas trees? All right, Christmas trees. So we'll rate it on Christmas trees. 1 Christmas tree being a crappy Christmas trees. 10 Christmas trees being the best Christmas trees ever.
Yeah.
How many Christmas trees would you give a Charlie Brown Christmas?
Honestly, it would be really tough. I'd want to give it to you because it's hard for me to make decisions right off the bat.
It's my favorite cartoon ever. I give it a 10. It is.
It's your first
It
10.
is. I've never gave nothing a 10 ever that we've done, but I will give a Charlie Brown Christmas a 10. It gets 10 Christmas trees. I don't think you can make it much better. It's a redemption story of the kid who was picked on, and at the end of the show, everybody's going, "Yay, Charlie Brown did good," and it's got the story of the birth of Jesus in it, and all kinds of stuff. Plus, it's got the comedy of Snoopy and stuff in it, which Snoopy is just awesome to me.
Snoopy serves as the comic relief.
Snoopy is always a comic relief, and he's always awesome. So it's got everything in it that I want in a cartoon. I honestly don't think you can make it much better, even though it is 53 years old.
And this means that we have both got 10s for the first time.
I just don't think it could get much better.
And with that out of the way, let's just see what's going on forward.
Yeah, we're going to probably do a few extra specials here for you during the holiday season. We might even slip in one more Christmas cartoon, maybe 2, but we probably will slip in one more Christmas cartoon for you.
Maybe one more.
Maybe one more.
One more. Maybe one more.
And if you want us to do another Christmas cartoon, let us, because there's so many good ones out there. But be sure and look for them.
Even after New Year's.
Be sure and click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the...
Hit the groovy baby button.
Should be a groovy baby button up here at some point, so click the groovy baby button. But other than that, we shall be going. Would you like to send us out with a song, Maestro?
Yes, sir.
Did you find it?
There we go.
Classic.
Be careful so you don't trip, Snoopy.
And
See you next week.
see ya.